Hi year two, welcome to today's writing lesson. We're writing the final section of our missing persons poster today. And within that section of the what to do section, if you do see it, we're going to be trying to use commands. So let's start and let me show you what a command is. Let me share my screen. And hopefully now you can see this. So as I said today, we are using commands. A command sentences are used when you are telling someone to do something. Command sentences give instructions. Stand up. Sit down in your carpet spaces now. They are commands. They're sentences where they tell someone what to do. Where you might see a lot of command sentences giving instructions might be in recipe books. So if any of you have ever baked a cake with your mum or your dad, or cooked something with your guardians, you might use a recipe book, and within that it has commands, the instructions of how to cook a certain meal. I wonder where else would you use commands? Where else would you use commands, or do you see commands? Feel free to pause the video now and tell me through the computer. Where else do you see commands, or would you use commands? Well done. Some different examples there. We had potentially when you're building furniture. So some of you might have gone to IKEA with your family maybe, and when you get back, you need to put it together. You'll see commands. Screw in that screw. Bang in that nail. They are commands telling the person what to do. You might see here commands around school. Sit down, stand up, walk slowly, stop running, line up now please. Commands when the teachers tell you guys what to do. And here are some examples. Fetch me some biscuits. Sit down. Put the coffee on the table. These are all commands. They're all sentences. They might be short sentences, but they're still sentences. They carry that information, and that information is an instruction. Okay, but what you do notice is, look, fetch me some biscuits, sit down, put the coffee on the table. When we have a command, they start with the verb, the doing word, at the start. Look here, fetch is the first word, comes from the verb to fetch, to go and get something. We have here sit, to sit, and here we have put, to put. All right, so fetch me some biscuits, sit down, put the coffee on the table. So we can see those here. Commands will start with a verb at the front. Some people call these bossy verbs, or the technical name, imperative verbs. But don't worry too much about that. As long as you're putting your verb at the front, fetch me some biscuits, sit down, put the coffee on the table. All right, it's not past tense. Okay, it's an instruction. It's telling someone to do it now. Okay, but the verb, as we see here, goes at the front of the sentence. Circle correctly, Mr. Wernick. There we are. There's a command. You're telling me to do something. What command would I say to this child? So if there was a child running through school, what command would I say to her? What command would I say to this child? Pause the video if you need to, and then tell me through the computer. Well done, I heard lots. Stop running now. Walking, please. Slow down immediately. 3 different commands I might say to this child running in the corridor. What about here? What command might Voldemort or Harry Potter be saying? Pause the video and tell me through the computer. Pause the video and tell me through the computer. The joys of filming with other people in the room. So, what do we have here? What do we have? Maybe, sir, I heard someone say, put down your wand, Voldemort. Stop trying to take over the world, Voldemort. Command, command. Give up, Harry Potter. Command. Lots of different commands. Would this be a command? I would like you to please put down your wand. I would like you to please put down your wand. No, it's not starting with the verb. The command would be put down your wand, okay? And there's no full stop on there. This is not a command. It is a sentence, but it's not a command. We know commands start with the verb. They are instructions where you start with that bossy verb at the front. We are now going to be writing using some of these commands in our book. So what I'm going to do now is, so before I do start writing, I just want to share our steps to success today. The 3 things you're going to follow to write the ending of the what to do section of our missing persons poster. We have, using our commands, we want to use part 1, who do you contact? 2, what shouldn't you do? What should you not do? And 3, how might the main character be feeling? How might the girl be feeling? So they're the 3 sections we're going to write today. Hopefully now you will be able to see my book. Fingers crossed. So we can see this here. What are my sections? First is, who do you contact? Who do you contact? And I have got the parents, the police, and her family as some examples. You might come up with your own. Okay, so who do you contact? Remember, I'm looking to use commands. So I'm not going to start, if you should see her, please may you contact the police. Okay, no, I'm going to go with a verb. Maybe call, report, text. I'm going to go text Mr. and Mrs. Strange immediately if you see her. So I'm starting with that bossy verb. Text Mr. and Mrs. Strange immediately if you see her. So I'm going to go with that nice big capital T. Text. Capital M for Mr. We'll start the line. Text Mr. And capital M for Mrs. Strange, capital S, it's a proper noun. Text Mr. and Mrs. Strange immediately. Immediately. I think I spelled that right, but just in case, I'm a little bit unsure, I'm going to put a little star there and check it later. I know to come back. Text Mr. and Mrs. Strange immediately if you see her. Text Mr. and Mrs. Strange immediately if you see her. I'm going to go with a exclamation mark there. But that is a command. I've started my sentence there with a verb, to text. Text Mr. and Mrs. Strange immediately if you see her. Maybe you had, or maybe you could go with, call the police as soon as you spot this girl. Ha. But you've got some examples there. Think about some of the verbs you might use. Call, text, report, different verbs we can use. So who do you contact? I've said text Mr. and Mrs. Strange immediately if you see her. And I have used a command. Bravo, Mr. Wernick, bravo. Right, next section. What shouldn't you do? Talk to her, touch her, maybe grab her or approach her. This is a great opportunity to use a because as well. I might explain why I shouldn't do that. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to go with do not approach her. Do not, again, command. Do not. Look at the size of my letters going up to the imaginary line. Look at that word approach here. The A, P, P, R, O, C are all the same size, and the H is a tall letter, so it goes above the imaginary line. Do not approach her. Do not approach her.
Why should I not approach her? Do not approach her. Now I want to use because. Do not approach her because she may run away. Ha. Do not approach her because she may yell at you. Ha. Do not approach her because she's wild. She's wild. She may bite you. Do not approach her because she may bite like that. Do not approach her because she may bite you. Ha. Do not approach her because she may bite you. Ha. And you might think I sound a bit strange saying my sentences like this, but it means it's going to, when I write them, I'm going to use every word hopefully and remember my full stops. Do not approach her because she may bite you. Because, oh, one of those tricky words. I remember this day. Big elephants can always understand small elephants. Because, do not approach her because she may bite you. And then I remembered I said, ha, do not approach her because she may bite you. She may bite. I could have said, do not approach her because she may bite you and then run away. So if you want to show off a little bit more, of course you can. So what shouldn't you do? I've done that. You shouldn't approach her. And you've got some extra examples here, remember? And as I said, always, feel free to pause, watch me write a sentence, and then you can write a sentence. Or if you'd like to wait till the very end, you can write it all in one go. The last section is, how might the main character be feeling? How might the main character be feeling? Or if you know that special word for main character, you could say, how might the protagonist be feeling? Because protagonist just means main character. How might the main character be feeling? How might she be feeling? How might she be feeling? Again, I've got some examples here for you. I've got some examples, okay? I've said maybe cross, upset, or worried, okay? So how might she be feeling? I think the wild child might be feeling cross as she does not want to leave the forest. Ha. The wild child might be feeling cross because she does not want to leave the forest. Ha. The child may be, actually she may be feeling cross if you approach because she does not want to leave the forest. She might be very happy right now in the forest. So the child may be, this is what we have to do sometimes, MIT, is really think about our sentences. And so I've started, but I'm going to a little pause here. The child, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change what I said. The child will feel cross if you go near her because she does not want to leave the forest. So I'm going to get my ruler here. So I've used my ruler. Nice, neat line. The child will feel cross. And cross just means a bit angry or upset. The child will feel cross if you go near her. Why did I say? Because she does not want to leave the forest. Because she does not want to leave the forest. Ha. The child will feel cross if you go near her because she does not want to leave the forest. So how might the main character feel? I've written that. Have I now finished the whole thing? Always read through your work. Make sure you're happy with it, okay? So text Mr. and Mrs. Strange immediately if you see her. I like that. I've used a command as well, and that's my goal today. Do not approach her because she may bite you. Again, I've used a command. The child will feel cross if you go near because she does not want to leave the forest. There we are. And I've finished that section. Okay. What you need to do now is write your own. Write your own. So as I said, I've had some ideas here for you to help. So feel free to pause the video on this part and you can see my examples of things you can use in your writing. Or if you want to see the whole text, you can pause. If I get it lined up nicely, you can pause there. Anyway, really enjoy your writing today. We are loving reading your missing posters on Seesaw. Remember, capital letters to start a sentence. Remember your full stops once you've finished. And remember that beautiful handwriting. All right. Speak to you all later. Bye, you two.